All right, all right, all right. Good morning. Good morning. Let's take a look here, see what we got this morning. Let's see what we got. Got a few things marked out already. Hmm. So I had it marked out the Asia high, the Asia low. We already ran the Asia low. Got the New York high from Friday. We got, I think that might have already been, might have also been the high from last week. This pivot point, 909. Where's that other pivot at to the upside? $9.79. Let's mark this out. Pivot point. So let's take a look here at the 15-minute chart. Just kind of get some reference. Let's get some reference going here. Have a bullish gap here. Let's make that a green one. Oh. Guess it helps if we do the right way. Paul, good morning. Good evening. Dave, good evening. Hello. Let's see. Not seeing much here. We do got a small bearish gap here. A couple of these already kind of been tapped into. And then obviously we have a big drop there. Excuse me, guys. Trying to zoom out here, just kind of see. Possible move back here into the 40s, that 46 area. Kind of an unmitigated area. So possible is shoot down to the 40s here at open. Potentially. Had an opportunity here earlier. You can see we had a low, a high, a low. Repriced to the 30%, sold off. It was a nice trade there that obviously at 2 a.m. So beyond that, we have a low. So we'll see what happens here at open. We'll wait for price to kind of tell us what it's going to do, and we'll go from there. Overall, kind of looks like we want to move back up. Obviously, we already ran the Asian lows. But I think maybe we want to dig a little deeper here before going up. Immediately, maybe down here into the 40s. Actually, pretty much right where we're at. Might make sense. Obviously, we can maybe trade back into the 30s there, but I don't think that'll happen. I think we'll probably hold this area. So we'll just see what happens here at open and just go from there. That's all we can really do. So let's see what happens here. 3 o'clock, got about 2 minutes, a little less. Oh, yeah, I was going to check. You guys, make sure you got your reset codes from Topstep if you didn't use them yesterday. If you haven't used them, go ahead and use those, and please use the link in the description to do your reset. Helps the channel. We do appreciate it. Let's check here and see. Spike down here already. I want to see what day my accounts are on. So I'm on day 5, day 4 on 5 of them, and day 3 on the other 7. So should get there this week. I mean, possible sell into the 30s here. We got that bullish cap there. Thinking. We could just push back up from here, but we're going to see what happens here. All right, here we go. Here we go. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. We appreciate it. So we do got a 15-minute bearish gap up here. We tapped into it already. Did not make it down here to the bullish one yet. So just trying to wait and see what happens here. Do have a little bit of a setup here. We have a low. Little small swing high here. Push up in the 60s. We might take it. We'll see. Joshua, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. We might visit this area down here. This is a 15-minute fair value gap. We might just visit that area. We'll see. No guessing, though. We let the price tell us what to do. Quite possibly move all the way down to that 35, 30 level even. Quite possibly. Let's see if price can revisit this area, or if we just go straight to here and then go up. Thought about putting a little filler trade on there short, but we might if we revisit this zone here. We'll see. I'm still bullish this morning, but kind of think we may move lower before we move higher here. We don't have to. Obviously, doesn't have to. Price can do whatever it wants to do. Should probably push up into the 58s here before we kind of continue lower, I would think. Juker, good morning, good morning. Sparvy Hector, hello. Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome to the new week here. By next Monday, we should be trading those 20 funded accounts. Actually, should be more than that probably, because we are on day 4 on most of them. I think 15 or 16 of them a day 3 on the rest. So we should be able to have those active, all of them by the following next Monday. And then we're about $900 away on our Topstep accounts, and only $100 and something away on Take Profit Trader. So realistically, by next Monday, we could be live trading 30 funded accounts, if all goes well this week, obviously. If all goes well. I would like for this thing to push back up into this zone, and I would not mind taking a short there. Small risk on it. Doesn't have to trade down to this 15-minute gap, but you would think price would probably reprice down here first. But a low, a high. All right, we do have a smaller kind of a setup here. Let's see. Maybe we'll take it right here. I'm going to put my stop right there. It's probably a bit of an aggressive spot. Really, it should be up here. I think I probably should have covered there. I didn't realize my ATM strategy was normally I just take 12 ticks, and obviously that was more than 12 ticks. Oops. Are they looking all messed up this morning, Juka, for real? Well, all right. $100. Can't complain. $100. Well, you can complain, but what good's it gonna do you? Could have probably tried to ride that down to the 30s, but stick to what we normally do here. $140 there. $140. They had some data issues that won't be resolved until just past New York Open. Wow. Yeah, I was having that problem on this the other day, where we were just missing. There were just gaps in the chart. I haven't opened Ninja today, so I don't know. Hopefully they can get it fixed up for you quickly there, Juker. Possible trade down into the 30s here, but this thing could bounce around. Like I said, this thing could kind of go either way here. It could reprice up to this unmitigated zone first. Could even reprice back up here. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to go down here. As you can see, we've already taken the Asia low. We got the Asia high up here at 996.50. So, do you have any other platform that you can open up, Juker, or is it only Ninja? I think you only use Ninja. So I signed up for their free reset and didn't even realize I don't even have an account to reset. I don't even have one to reset. They're all over 2,000 in profit right now, and it doesn't make any sense to full send one or do anything crazy. I mean, obviously anything can happen, but Let's hope we don't have to use it. They're good for a week, so. If you guys did get your reset from Topstep, like I said, it would be appreciative if you've used my link to do the reset. It does help the channel. We also have 75% off Bulenox, 71% off APEX, 60% off Topstep there. Also, the link down below for the Discord if you guys are interested. $10 a month. We're going to give away $250 when we reach 1,000 subscribers. Should be able to do that some point this week. Oh, yeah, Trading View data. Yeah. Excuse me. Still got this cough I'm unable to get rid of, guys. We got the VWAP up at the 977 area, 978 there on the NAS. VWAP on the ES way up there at the 94s. Still continue to move lower here. Trader Oracle, howdy, howdy, howdy. How's it going this morning? We took one small scalp there for 140 bucks. $140. Nothing crazy. Let's see who else is trading this morning live. Anybody else out there? Anybody else that I don't know? Nope. I don't see anybody. Who's this guy? We're just waiting on price to kind of give us some sort of setup, whether it's displacement or whatever, or a normal strategy, you know, high, low, high, low. We already got that here. We got a low, we got a high, we got a low, but we never came back. So then we got it again here, low, high, low. Adele effects. Good morning. You're just observing at the moment. Well, I'm expecting price to kind of maybe move lower before it moves higher potentially. Doesn't have to though. That's the only problem there. It does not have to move lower. It can just go. Obviously, we already took the Asia low. We could want to reprice back up to the Asia high. It's kind of typical. So let's see what happens. What's going on, JX? Good morning. Good morning. Could try to take a trade here, but we got a lot of bullish volume coming in. And we got this unmitigated zone here. I mean, really, though, what is it? 5 points if you take it off the 50. We might try it. Elliot Moore, good morning. You on your break at work? Man, Elliot. You work third shift? Or are you somewhere where it's daytime? Thank you for joining us either way. We do appreciate it. Watching Anton Creel. JX, you always watching something. Always watching something, but you're here too, so we appreciate it. Non-farm payroll week's always crazy. Yeah. I didn't even look at the news, to be honest with you, this week. Probably should, huh? Let's check it out. What do we got going on this week? If it's non-farm payroll, then that would be Friday, I believe. What we got going on today? Not much today. Yeah, not much today to speak of. Let's check out this week. Tomorrow, services PMI, 9:45 a.m., 3-star. Manufacturing PMI, 10 o'clock. Jolts, 10 o'clock. So pretty big news tomorrow morning. Non-farm employment change, 8:15 on Wednesday. Thursday, initial jobless claims, 8:30. Yeah, it is a pretty news-heavy week. We got 3-star news every day. Interesting. Got to grind. Krill is a whale in the industry, but more equities than options. Equities and options. Nice. Goldman Sachs VP. I mean, maybe a push up in here to the 58s. I may participate there. But we'll see. Maybe something like that. No, I don't want the 40 ticks, though. We'll just go 12 ticks. Something like that. Elliot Moore, sorry, can open chat. Work third shift, 12 hours. It's no big deal. Why don't look at the news normally as an indicator to know if you should trade or not at certain times? Adele, not during the London session. It's not a big deal to me. I look at the news during New York for sure before I trade. But during the London session, the volatility is not high enough to worry about the news. Typically there. But yeah, during New York, for sure, we pay attention to the news 100%. But you are right. Probably not a bad idea to know what's going on. Still good to know. Good to know. We'll see if we get a reaction to this area here. Only risking 17 ticks here, so. Although we got a lot of bullish volume kind of popping in here. We'll see. We don't need a huge reaction, just 3 points. I do like how this kind of lines up with that, with a bearish fair value gap there. May not make it to the 50% line. We just remitigated this area. If it starts to sell here without tagging me in, then I'll take the order off. I could have taken it right at the beginning of the gap there, but I was kind of thinking it would trade. It will push up a little deeper into that fair value gap there, but apparently not. That's the reaction I was looking for. But it just did not get us there. I think it was 2 ticks away. 3 ticks away there from tagging us in. See, normally I probably would have rested the order right there at 58.75, but I was just thinking this thing would push on up into the gap a little bit higher there. Maybe we get tagged in here and we get the same sort of reaction. All right, tagged in there. If not, if we get stopped out on this, then that just means price is probably going higher. Simple way to look at it, right? Experience with Topstep and APEX. What is the main difference in pros and cons between them? Topstep, the main con with Topstep is the micros to minis conversion. What do I mean by that? So once you're funded in the scaling plan, specifically with the 50K, you can only trade 2 contracts at one time until you get above $2,000, or maybe it's $1,500. But what does that mean? That means you can, so it's a 1-to-1 conversion. So if you got 2 contracts, 2 minis, you can only trade 2 micros. But as far as the rules, the payouts, I think Topstep, I like Topstep. The $1,000 daily loss limit, I think, is kind of silly on Topstep. If someone wants to blow their account one day, you should let them. Apex, obviously, the draw is the number of accounts. You can have 20 at one time. That's a positive. The cost is the cheapest in the industry, and that's a positive, number 2. And number 3, the negative is the intraday trailing drawdown, right? So if you're not using a scalping strategy and you take a lot of drawdown, or you're in positive on a trade, then and then you get stopped out for a loss, it hurts you with the trailing drawdown. Now, in my strategy, doesn't really matter. I'm looking for 12 ticks with 16 tick stop most of the time. So the drawdown really is irrelevant in what I'm doing. So you're going to find pros and cons with every prop firm, no matter what you do. I personally do like Topstep the best, but I trade Apex as well. Obviously, I have 20 funded accounts. I will have 20 funded accounts with Apex by the end of the week, and should have 3 funded accounts with Topstep as well at that point. So somewhere in there. I like both of them. It's really up to you which one you decide to trade. They're both very good. So the only thing about Apex is that trailing threshold drawdown. If they didn't have that, they'd be far and away number 1. And if Topstep had a better mini to micro conversion and do away with the daily loss limit, then that would help them as well. But to each his own. But I do think they're the top 2 prop firms in the industry. I think JX done a lot of research on Blue Sky. I haven't really looked into them yet, but I don't know what their rules and stuff are. But Apex and Topstep are certainly number 1 and number 2, however you want to look at it. So this is what I'm talking about. You can be right and wrong at the same time on this strategy, and that's why I like it. So we're wrong, right? Prices continuing higher. But look, we already got our profit. So we're just looking for a small reaction off these zones. We're not trying to ride it down to the lows. Just a small reaction. So what does that mean? Price is likely probably going here. Just got to get through these couple of bearish zones here. You got the same experience. We should start a new prop firm and combine the pros of both companies. Yeah, that'd be nice. That would be nice. I mean, I understand, like, you can, like with Topstep, why do they not do the micro to mini conversion properly? They do that on purpose. They want you to use bigger size. They want you to use a mini instead of a micro. The bigger size you use, the more likely you are to blow your account. So, Paul, you can have 3 express funded accounts and 1 live account with Topstep. So once you make 15-ish thousand in profit, they're going to move you to a live account. And then you can still keep your 3 express funded and then have the 1 live. But for the most part, 3 is the answer to that. You have up to 20 accounts with APEX at one time, which is insane to me. 20 accounts, it's kind of like, that's a lot. I'm a little nervous about next week. I'm going to be trading my 20 accounts in packs of 4. So 5 packs of 4, $120 take profit and $160 stop loss on my trades. And I'm going to use, it's going to be a 1 trade. I think I've decided to do a 1 trade system per day. So 1 setup on each pack. It's either going to be a $120 winner or a $160 loser. And I'm going to put that pack away after the first trade. At first, I was going to, and that's going to be using 2 contracts with the 12 tick take profit, 16 tick stop loss. At first, I was going to do it the opposite, where I just did 1 contract and had to get 2 winners to put it away. But I think it's more logical, since this strategy runs at about an 80% win rate. It's more logical to just go for 1 trade. You either are up 120 or down 160, and you put the account away. If we can average $120 a day, then that will be, that's basically like 25 trading days, maybe 25 to 30 trading days to get to the payout. Averaging 120 a day win and 160 a day loser at the 80%. So within 30 trading days, I really should be to payout if the percentages hold. Obviously, anything can happen. And that also keeps me from blowing the account, keeps me from doing stupid stuff. Let's take 1 trade and move on. It's either a winner or it's a loser, and move on. So you can see here this morning we're 2 for 2. So for example, that would be 2 out of the 5 already traded. Boom, boom, put away. Moving on to the next day. And also, by doing it that way, trading it in packs and 4s, if you do have a losing pack, let's say you have 2 winners, 2 losers, or 3 winners, 2 losers, what's the chances of you having the loser on the same account 2 or 3 days in a row? Kind of slim. So, I mean, it could happen, but we'll just grind them. The goal is to try to get a $20,000 payout by the new year. That's what we want to do. So if we can do $20,000, it's really just getting 10 of the accounts to pay out. And we're probably going to have close to 30. So a third of those accounts, get those to pay out by the new year. That'll be the goal. Or somewhere in that range. Obviously, it may take a little bit after the new year to get it done, depending upon whether we have winners, how the winners and losers stack up there. But I'm sure I'll have a little anxiety on the first day of trading all those. After all, it's a lot of money at risk. It's $2,800 to activate all those. Not counting this amount of money I spent to get the accounts there. So probably going to be $4,000 or $5,000 into it. So if we can get a $20,000 payout, that'll flip us back to green. That's the idea. All right, if we get above this pivot at 80, I'm going to start looking for a long. Like I said, I expected us. I said this at open if you joined us. I like that 50 to 52 area for a draw immediately. This zone is untapped, so I was thinking maybe we trade down into there, but said we didn't have to. Still might trade to there, but I'm expecting the Asia high to be taken at 996.50. How do we get there, though? That's always the question. How do you get to the Asia high? First, I want to close out this first 15-minute gap there, get above that pivot. Then we'll look for a little pullback entry here possibly. We're up $240 currently. The gold here in London is $200, so we're really already there. So we may size down to one contract on any entry next. A liquidity grab, yeah, it could be. I mean, you never know, right? During the London session, though, it's typically pretty easy to read. Mark out the Asia high, the Asia low. If you move through one, you typically move through the other next. I mean, it's a pretty good bet. And it's not a huge move, right? Stops are going to be resting right above 96.50 here. And it may just go and not offer us any opportunity to get in. If we're looking at this from like a setup perspective, we have a high, we have a low, we have a higher high. So we could fib this leg on a pullback. But I'm waiting for it to actually break that one because we're so close. And then that would be our setup. We certainly are kind of primed for a pullback day, but until it happens, you never know, right? See if it pushes through that high there. May not. I mean, it should, but that's the thing I like about this strategy. You see the trade we took here. This is a short. And this is the like about it is that, you don't have to be right. You don't have to care what the draw liquidity is. It doesn't matter. Does not matter. Now, it can help. Obviously, it can help eliminate some losers by kind of having a draw on liquidity, but you don't need it. All right, so spiking into that top, that higher 15-minute gap there. And if it runs the Asia high here before it comes back, then it just feels bad. There's not much we can do about it. I don't love the distance between the 30 and the 70. Excuse me. Let me check a different time frame here. I want to look at the 3-minute. So looking at the 3-minute, looks like we could potentially pull all the way back into the 60s, but I'm not so sure that'll happen. So maybe we use this 50% line here for our entry. If we get a pullback before we run the Asian high there, just above there we do have that 1650. That's the previous day high from the New York on the Friday. That could be the draw. Do Apex or Topstep? No, there's no deadline. There's no deadline, Sparvy. Now, obviously, if you don't pass it within the first 30 days, they're going to rebill you for the fee. So from that perspective, you would like to pass it before the 30 days. Like my Topstep account, I think I'm 13 days into it. So you can see I'm up $2,039 and I'm on day 13. So I want to get this completed this week. So currently have these two combines and this express funded. So Well, like this one's up a little more. So I'd like to get these completed this week. Sorry, guys. I know I got a lot of stuff on the chart here, but I'm just trying to. I'm expecting maybe a pullback into that 65 area. That would be the most logical. Somewhere in there. Most logical, in my opinion. It may not pull all the way back that far. So I could take the entry off of this. We could already take this gap off. I mean, it could turn into an inverted gap there, possibly. We could take the entry off the 30. We could even take it off the pivot point here, to be honest, and probably get what we're looking for. But the safe bet is going to be down here at the 65. The one that makes the most sense, I guess. I'm just waiting to put my order on here. I want to see how price kind of reacts. The only concerning thing is we did tap into that 15-minute bullish gap, the one that was the highest. But we've tapped it earlier. We held it, sold off. So that could be what happens here. For sure. Could be. Yeah, so the 50% is right there at the Asia low, 66.50. So if you're looking for a 50% pullback here, like I said, I'm just looking for a small reaction. See that? We could have bought that pivot point there. We would have got what we needed. But 12 ticks, just 3 points, so 82.25. Bounced right off the pivot there. A little bit dangerous to do that, though. It's not really a setup. I'm going to switch over to the smaller time frame over here. I want to see if there's any setups in the smaller time frame. So it's not here on the 1 minute. All right, so we have a high. We have a low. So there actually is a setup here, possibly move back above the high. Looking at the 15-second chart here. Off stream, but it's the same account. So if you move above the high, we can take a bounce off the 30 here potentially. I don't mind the look of this one. So we move above the high. We'll put our order right there for a bounce. There is also oh, it did. Yeah, we had a nice long setup there too. I missed it, but that's all right. Down here at the bottom on the 15-second chart, there was a long setup right down here. You're not going to get them all, though, right? So we move through the high here. I'll place my order. Just going to go one contract. We're not going to risk all of our profits here. We'll risk 16 ticks, which is like $80 for an only $60. So just got to push through that high right there. We'll put the order on the book. It's a double top right there. One more tick will get us through there. There we go. So let's see what happens here. I don't mind the way this looks. So let's see if we get tagged in here. I'm going to take all this stuff off. Some of this stuff, just clean it up a little bit. See if we can get tagged in here. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. If you're not yet subscribed, do me one big favor. Press that subscribe button. We're trying to push into 1,000 subscribers. We are going to give away $250 in cash when we get there. If we continue at this rate, we should be able to get there by Monday. Not tomorrow, but Monday next week. It'd be nice to get there on the stream, but if not, that's all right too. If you have subscribed during the stream here and it didn't notify me, please drop a comment down below. Let me know. We'll give you a proper thank you. Come on now. Come and get me before we take out this high. Come on back and get us. Can we get tagged in is the question. I don't know. I mean, seems okay. It's kind of consolidating up here. It's probably going to go at one point or another here. Once again, if you guys are interested in trading, we got all the links down below. We do got the link to the Discord, $10 a month if you're interested in joining. It's in the description down there. All the links for Apex, Topstep. And Bulenox is going to give you the best price there. Oh, man, this thing's just teasing our entry here. Just doesn't want to get to it. I guess we are right there at the 90. Well, can we get tagged in? That's the question. Just waiting. This is, I don't know what happened there. I mean, price was moving nicely, and now it just died. Like I said, we're up $240 of just now joining us. We're going to be risking $80 here on this trade if we get tagged in. This is just, woo. I don't know what happened here. We got nice move up, and now all of a sudden, nothing. MTB TV, thank you for a subscription there. You the man, you the man. Welcome to the methodical crew. All right, tagged in finally. See if we can get 12 ticks. Got a lot of red on the watt over here, but like I said, we're not looking for that much. There it is. Easy peasy, guys. Easy peasy. It's 3 for 3 on this strategy this morning. 3 for 3, up $300 right there. Exactly $300. 3 for trees. 3 for tree for tree. You can see my entries here. Short here. You know, nice little 5-point winner. And then this entry here, again, we're wrong, right? We're wrong. Doesn't matter with this strategy. Does not matter. You're just looking for a small reaction off the zone. Another little 5-point winner, and then right here. So 3 for 3 this morning. Nice, easy reads. No FOMO. Not caring what price does. We just trade what it gives us. And I can show you what I was looking at here on the 15-second chart, just so you see. You can't really see it right here on this chart. You might say, oh, why did he buy there? Like, what is he doing? This is the strategy that we're trading. So we want a high. So we swing high. A swing low. All right, we have a small swing low here. We broke it. We actually had one here too, so we didn't even need to break this one, but we did. So then when price reprices above this high, we fib the leg that made the high and made the low. So I'm going to fib from here to here. We're going to buy the 30% line. That's where we're buying, right there. Now, I put it 1 tick above because that's in my back testing. In slower markets, 1 tick above is the right play. And I'm just looking for 12 ticks, right? And I like to see how far between 30% and 50% is. 2 points. So I got a 16-tick stop loss, which means my stop loss is, you know, somewhere down here, 4 points. So I feel good about it. If we get tagged in, we're a good distance away. If this was 5 points between here, then I'm probably going to try to take the entry off the 50% line. Just makes more sense. So just a nice, easy read here. Nothing to it. It's not rocket science, really. And then we already knew the Asia high is the draw on liquidity, immediate draw on liquidity, right? So theoretically, we could hold for the Asia high. And then above the Asia high, oops, I didn't mean to move that. Where was that? 79.50. Above the Asia high there, you have a little bit of a new week opening gap here. I don't usually pay too much attention to that during London. But you do have a new week opening gap here, and then you got the previous day high in New York, 16.050 would be the next up. See, I'm not worried about missing out on money here, right? $300, 3 trades. We don't really care. Now, could you get a better R to R here by holding to these liquidity areas? Sure, you could. I'm not worried about it, though. Oh, good night, Paul. Up 242. Nice job. Not really worried about it. I'm just interested in getting my points, my ticks that I want, and then if price offers another setup, continuing towards the draw, we take it. Hey, thanks for the subscription, CLBNOD say. I don't know what to pronounce that, but you the man, you the man. Welcome to the methodical crew. Thank you. So price pushing above the whole number here. Usually doesn't make it stick here. Probably going to get to 05 to the 09 area and then pull back into the 90s. Give that Asia high a little bit of, turn it into a little support there and then continue higher would be kind of what I expect in this area. But we'll see what happens. So again, we'd be looking for a high. Let's create another swing low. Sweep the swing low, resweep the high. We fib that leg for a continuation higher here. And again, it did run the highs here, so may not continue higher. It may not run higher. I might have marked that out wrong. Let me look. I forgot. Where do we close on Friday? Uh, 4 o'clock. So like I said, we ran the highs there. We could pull back here. We could run back into this range. May not have the power to continue higher here. You just don't know. But we really don't care, right? We really don't care what happens. We just trade what we see. We trade what we see, and that's it. Appreciate the subscriptions, guys and gals. Once again, if you have subscribed and didn't give a notification, let me know in the comments section down below. We'll give you a proper thank you. So let's kind of see what happens here. Let's see if we turn this 15-minute gap into a bit of an inversion gap here and continue higher. Now that I'm looking at this, kind of looking like we want to maybe turn back down here. We're coming up on the top of the hour here, 7 or 8 minutes. Would expect the ES to possibly hold the 90 level there if we're going to continue higher. So in this scenario, we have a high. We have a swing low here. Why is this a swing low? Simple. 3 candle setup where the one in the middle is lower. So that's a swing low. So we have a high. Swing low. We broke the low. So if price can reprice above this high here, then we would fib this leg for another long. And again, we don't care if we're wrong. We're just looking for a small reaction off the zone, 12 ticks, and we're good to go. Small reaction. You can be wrong and still get 12 ticks all day long. Now, clearly, you know that maybe it doesn't happen. You could have a bearish setup here as well. You have a swing low here. Swing high. So if this price trades back below this low, then that could be a short setup there. Personally, I'm still bullish though, so I don't know that I'm going to be taking any short setups. We might. Like I said, you could be wrong and still be right. You could be wrong and still be right. That's just how it is. You would expect us to kind of hold this level, turn this resistance that we had here into a little support. Oh, excuse me, guys. I had to sneeze. Got a little bit of a cold. I'm at the tail end of it, so the stuff's kind of breaking up. Got a little scratchy throat and some sneezing. A little bit congested, but we're trying to just push right through there. So like I said, maybe we turn this little consolidation area into some support. It's kind of right back to our entry point here at the swing low. Appreciate you guys tuning in during this London session. We do trade 5 days a week if you are new here. London and New York. So 3 a.m. Eastern time for London until about 4 to 4:15 a.m. Eastern. And then New York, 9:15 a.m. to 4 p.m., 5 days a week. We got the grind going. If you're new here and you're not familiar with kind of what we got going on here, we did pass 20 APEX accounts. So we'll have 20 funded accounts starting next Monday. We're in various days, so we're somewhere between 3 and 5 days in on those. So we're just flipping contracts until we fund those all on the following. We'll probably have them all funded by Thursday, I think, if my math is right. Thursday, close of business. We're going to fund the 20 accounts, and then we've got 8 other accounts that we're also working on through various prop firms, Topstep, APEX, or Topstep, My Funded Futures, and Take Profit Trader. And we're over $2,000 in profit on all those accounts. So if we have a reasonable week and we make $800, $900 on each account, we could potentially start Monday with 35. I think it's 35 would be the total at that point, funded accounts. So we'll be trading those in packs of 4. So we're just going to copy trade those using the Quantower copy traders. You guys can see here. Use the Quantower trader. Just put them in packs of 4 or 5 and trade them that way. Packs of 4 or 5. The goal for December is to get a $20,000 payout. That's the goal. So we'll see if we're able to achieve that or not. Sometimes with this strategy, you really got to pay attention, right? So, like I said, the easiest way to pay attention to the strategy is you're just you're waiting for a trend to break. So, like right here, lower low, lower high. That's not a lower low, but you didn't have a higher high. So, lower low, lower high, sort of deal, just kind of grinding down. If price did pop back above one of these highs, then that actually would be a long setup. Because you got a high, a low. So if it repriced above the high here, that's a long. If reprices below this low, that's a short setup. So you would fib that leg there on the short. DeBizzle said he is short in Q. Nice. Nothing wrong with that. So we ran that low. Or did we run the low? Nope. It's an equal low there. Where are you short from, DeBizzle? And what's your target? What is your target? So an equal low here. I don't love that. One, it's kind of push on through there. We could have taken a short. Well, let's see. This is 3.25. So our stop would be just beyond the 50% line. So in this scenario, I'd probably like to get my entry somewhere in between. I haven't been doing that much, but I need to start doing that a little more. Did it run it by a tick there? I don't think it did. Nope, did not run it there. You'll probably still get a reaction off the zone, though. It doesn't meet my rules, so I'm not going to take it. We did just cross over the top of the hour as well. $93 target back where it came from. It might do it. And you see, look at the reaction you get off the 30 there. So 91.50, we would be looking for 88.50. So that's the reaction you like to see. Now, we didn't run these lows, so that's why I'm not taking the entry here. But you kind of show you the power of the levels there. So there's 89.25. So didn't quite get to where we wanted it to yet. There's 88.50. So see, you still got the reaction that we're looking for. If it ran this by one tick, we would have taken it. But the low of this candle, 86.50. The low of this candle, 86.50. So exact lows. So had it swept the low there, we would have taken it. Maybe it'll go there to Bizzle. You never know. I mean, it did run the high there, ran the Asia high. That's why it's important to mark out these highs, guys. If you're not marking out the Asia high, 7 p.m. Eastern is the one I use. So we go 7 p.m. Eastern to midnight, mark out the high. 7 p.m. Eastern to midnight, mark out the low. And then when you open your chart, just see which one it ran first. So like I had already seen it ran the Asia low here, and we were below it here at 3 a.m. already. So I was expecting us maybe to reprice down here, but we didn't have to. I knew we didn't have to. So I just took setups along the way. We took a short here for a winner. We took a short here for a winner. A long here for long here for a winner. So just take what price is giving you there. All right, so I don't love the fact that this reacted off that 30% line already. And we just now repriced below the low. Let's see, we have a low. And I'm missing another setup here, actually. We have a low, a high, and then another low right here. You're taking most at 76. Yeah, not a bad idea. So right back to that 30 level there. And we're getting the reaction again that we wanted, but that's all right. Did not take it. Since it came, oops, I did not mean to tag in with 2 there. I don't know why I did that. I did not mean to do that. I'm going to take it off, guys. I didn't mean to go in that large. Would have worked, but I did not mean to do that. I don't know why I did that. It's supposed to be on 16 ticks. Anyways, it's fine. Made $50. With one contract, I was going to be risking making 60, so still would have hit our target. I could have just left it on, but it's fine. Sometimes when you get in with the wrong size, you just need to take it off. It's the easiest thing to do. This could have easily went against me. It would have been more risk than I wanted to take there. So up $350. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. We appreciate it. It does help the channel. So you see we're getting the exact reaction that we wanted. This thing looking like it wants to pivot down here at 79. It's kind of where some stops will be resting as well. Those long stops. Technically speaking, this is another setup here. We've already taken one trade in that zone, so I don't mind the risk though on this one at all. All right. Yeah, I don't mind the risk on this one. Let's see if if we can come back and tag us in before reaching the pivot there. So either way, we'll either end up at $400 in profit or we'll be at $290 if it tags us in on this one. If it reaches the pivot first, I probably won't take it. See what happens here. There it is. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off, I think. I'll watch the WADA here. If we bounce here and the WADA still looks favorable, we'll leave it. We'll leave it on. You might short all pops. Give it a try, DeBizzle, if you want to. It's up to you, man. The world is your oyster. You can do whatever you like. I don't mind shorts. I mean, seeming like we're probably, I mean, if we, if you're being reasonable, right? Let's fib the entire move here. I mean, 73 seems reasonable. 50% pullback if it wants that 618, 960 area, possible. All right, this has ran a little too far for me here. I guess we'll watch and see if it does pop back up. We'll give it a few more minutes, but I don't know if it's going to revisit that zone right now. Yeah, that's ran definitely too far away there. So we'll take that off. So I like to leave these on, though. That way if price ever does revisit that unmitigated area, you could still get a reaction off there. You could still get a reaction right off that zone if it ever revisited. It's gonna dump like it pumped. Yeah, Juker likes to say it takes the stairs up and then the elevator down. So this is the elevator at this point. Juker's kind of quiet this morning. No trades, Juker? You're up good, though, with 5K? Nice. Good job. You took a long and a short. Nice. Yeah, this is why I like London sometimes more than New York because, like, so easy to read, right? It's really easy to tell, in my opinion, where price should go. It's very predictable. Now, obviously, sometimes you're wrong, but overall, it's easier to read, in my opinion. Worth getting up sometimes. Right back to the Asia low here. Yeah, that's me. I hit my target there. I'm about to call it. So, not that we had a huge range this morning. It's not really that big, but 30 points on the Asia high to the Asia low. Imagine trading the Asia with a 30-point range on the NQ. It's rough. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how they do it. If you guys are interested in trading futures, guys, we got the links to APEX, 71% off, coupon code down below. 75% off Bulenox, coupon code down below. Yeah. Well, the Asia high is pretty easy read there, the Bizzle. And then we have the link to Topstep. If you guys got the free reset with Topstep, please use my link to sign up for your reset there. Or if you want a new account, 60% off. Helps the channel. So we have the link to the Discord down below. If you guys are interested in joining the Discord, it is $10 a month. It's behind a small paywall, nothing crazy. Want to keep the spammers out of there, and plus I do think it gives some value. The channel does have memberships now, so if you want to become a member and get a fancy star beside your name, you can do that as well. But that's going to do it for me, guys. I do trade the the London session, 3 a.m. Eastern, 9:15 a.m. Eastern for the New York. I can't talk today. So I will be back during the New York session there. Hey, Nolan, welcome to the Discord. Welcome, welcome. And that's going to do it for me today, guys. Finishing up $350. We will be back live 9:15 a.m. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. There we go.